Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and we try to isolate an angle to the race we might look back on later as having been a path to finding the winner. Well, Saturday racing in Hong Kong this week. The first race we're going to look at is race 7, where our winning factor is the draw. Now this is a Class 2 over 1400 metres, quite a bit of depth as is usual with Class 2s, and a case to be made for most of the runners. But I see as the main chances a Circuit Stella, a last start winner, Fantastic Treasure, and down lower in the weights, The Rock, Winner Method, and two horses who recently fought it out in Class 3, Tully Begill and Amazing Victory. So Zac Purton's ride is always a pretty good place to start looking for a winner. And last start on Circuit Stella, Zac showed why he's the top jockey in town when he took the initiative, and it proved a winning one. This is race 409. He's in yellow and red colours, gate 2, and in a race devoid of leaders, Purton pushes through to hold the front early and then dictated the terms of the race. As you see on the heat map, not very fast tempo early, followed by a quickening of the pace from the 800 metre turn, and this was really a perfect race shape for a leader, stretching out the sprints of the horses behind and just making their job so tough to outrun him. He was never going to be run down. Interestingly enough, Saturday's race really shapes up to map out something similar. Now the other video highlight I want to point out was a week later, and this was a Class 3 over 1600 metres. This is race 435, and the horses we're watching here are both drawn wide. Tully Begill, gate 12, light orange colours, an Amazing Victory outside him in gate 13 with pink and yellow colours. And his rider, Sha Tin, makes an immediate decision to go back from the wide gate, while Hugh Bowman has a look early, but ultimately makes the same choice on Tully Begill, settling a couple of lengths, however, ahead of Amazing Victory in what was a moderate tempo. But despite getting no help from the pace, you see them in the home straight, both come out, launch big finishes from the rear and wind up fighting the race out. Now the runner-up there, Amazing Victory, gets a 5-pound weight turnaround this time, but more importantly, when we take a look at the map, he gets a few advantages there. Tully Begill again draws wide, while Amazing Victory this time has a low draw, and we've seen him race much closer in the past from those sorts of barriers. Even better, he draws inside the likely leader, Circuit Stella. As we saw, Zac Purton likes to take control of races, as he did last start, and from gate 2 he has a clear chance to do it all again. That means Amazing Victory could be able to latch onto the back of Circuit Stella as he goes through to lead and let that informed horse drag him into the serious part of the race in the straight, while others, including his conqueror last time, Tully Begill, have to deal with wider barriers. So regular viewers will know I often highlight the positives of horses rising in class, particularly the winners. But here we have a horse who was beaten in a lesser grade, and should we now be giving him strong consideration in a higher grade, what technically should be a tougher assignment? Well, let's take a look at the stats. And you can see here that the strike rates for trainers in this scenario are a little better than half what they are for winners up in class. But crucially, trainers collectively with non-winners up in class are still comfortably ahead of the market expectations. Amazing Victory's trainer Peter Ho lies high up on strike rates with these horses and is himself also ahead of betting expectations. So the tip in race 7, Amazing Victory. His winning factor, the draw. Now with the draw against him last time, he certainly ran very well, and this time he gets an inside gate and the prospect of a horse bringing him into the race effectively, so he can really make that lightweight count. The other race I want to take a look at on Saturday is race 9, and our winning factor here, the map. A very interesting Class 3 over 1400, but I think with somewhat limited chances. I expect to see Zac Purton's Mount Red Lion favourite here, and there might be a few fans for the likely leader All Riches, but most opposition I think is going to come from Capital Legend and a 3-year-old who made a big impression at his Hong Kong debut, Chu Chow Spirit. And it's on Choo Chow Spirit and Red Lion that I'm going to focus. First of all, race 4:16, we see Choo Chow Spirit's first run in Hong Kong, gate 8, in those green, red and white colours we see with these Choo Chow horses. And he's marginally slow away, but Hugh Bowman is in no hurry anyway and lets him drift to midfield. And the heat map shows that though it looks busy up front, the pace is only average. Then it becomes a hard sprint from the 400 metres to the winning post. Now, Choo Chow Spirit, he travels okay. Bowman eases him wide on the home turn, but then gets pushed wider by other runners while the race is really being decided nearer the inside rail with Beauty Eternal running out the winner. Choo Chow Spirit, however, dashes quickly, winding up 5th. Now, Choo Chow Spirit's finish there was the 3rd fastest of the meeting, the 2nd fastest of that race behind Alacrity, who has since run very well again. And certainly his owners will be looking towards next season's 4-year-old races, I think, with some sort of optimistic view. However, we're going to look at his main opposition this Saturday, and that is a 4-year-old Red Lion. So the Derby idea has certainly already sailed for him, but he's got a great chance in this race, and he highlighted that with his latest offering over 1,200 metres at Happy Valley. This is race 424. He's in gate 8, dark blue colours here, and Red Lion was dropping back to 1,200 metres from 1,400 metres, and although he jumps well, Hugh Bowman is in no hurry in what is a good pace. Red Lion drifts towards the rear, he's wide with a bit of cover. Then as they swing around the home turn, Bowman winds him up, heads back to the inside to some extent, and weaves between runners, with Red Lion closing off strongly into an eye-catching close 4th. Now up to 1,400 metres again on Saturday, I think we're going to see Red Lion much closer to the speed as he has been in the past. So let's take a look at the map, and it's a race with a designated leader in All Riches who goes very well in front, and he may have a bit too much pace for another horse who races well on the lead, My Ecstatic. But you can see there aren't that many with good early pace. From a good gate, I think Purton will be looking to stalk those leaders, and crucially, Choo Chow Spirit has been back to the trials since his debut, jumped a lot better, which was a little problem with him in his Australian career, then coasted around with the leaders to win. So I don't think we'll see him that far away either. And being able to stay in touch with his main rival, Red Lion, will keep his chances in this race alive. So the tip in race 9, Red Lion, his winning factor, the map. I think he'll get some good opposition here from Choo Chow Spirit and even Capital Legend, but I think he'll be in front of both of them in a race where not many have early pace, and I think that might be his tactical edge. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Saturday. We'll see you next time.